You will not believe me, guys, when I tell you, I thought this segment was going to be really short until about an hour before we started recording.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I think this is enough. Like,
I know we've joked about it before, but I never really put much stock into it as more than the joke. But Thursday definitely seems to be the day that a lot of news comes out in the media world.
It is
First
wild,
and foremost, this came out late last Thursday or Friday. Wonder Man.
Yes.
The MCU Disney Plus show that I was semi-excited for because Wonder Man's a semi-interesting character. And that I thought they had a lot of room to try stuff with because he's not a well-known character. Appears to have been axed. Now, we're still waiting for a kind of confirmation here.
Yeah.
But by the sounds of what I've read, it seems like any kind of plans or mention or people working on it seems to have been scrapped. It might just be that because the writers have just come back from the writer's strike, they're just shifting more people over to getting stuff finished so that they can then have stuff ready to go.
Yep.
But with the discussions as of late around how they're restructuring Marvel TV full stop, it is very likely they just went, no, this doesn't make the cut, get it gone.
I wonder if it's not necessarily axed forever, but more it's been shelved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite possibly.
A mix of what you've said, which is writers coming off strike, they're having to now restructure and actually put writers in charge of writing and put the right people. So they've probably, the staff that were maybe working on it have probably been like either shifted onto the project or gone.
Yeah.
With that project then being like, well, we haven't really got going with it yet. We need to refocus on these like headline shows that we're doing, like Daredevil. So they just shelved it. Maybe in like 6 months we'll suddenly hear, oh yeah, it's going to be made. It's just pushed back. Something that will come out down the line.
Really, really possible. I thought it was relevant to discuss this next point.
Okay.
But it is very small. Avengers Endgame.
Yep.
Obviously, we early-ish into the film Avengers Endgame, we did a 5-year time jump.
Yep.
That time jump has now been completed.
Yeah. This messed with my head a little bit when people started talking about it, because obviously, like, I'd kind of like forgot about the 5-year jump, and also just forget like the dates of when stuff happened. So I'm thinking, oh, that was ages ago. Why is this now relevant? And then,
so the Battle for Earth, which claimed Tony Stark's life, was 2 days ago.
Yes, it was.
October 17th, 2023. It's wild because that film does not feel like it was 5 years ago.
Yeah, it really sets into perspective. Like
COVID time dilation still fucks me up regularly. I'm 24, Hori. I'm sure I'm 22.
I'm still in uni, aren't
I? No, you're an old man.
No, yeah, it's wild though that it was 5 years ago, that film. And I think that's also why it messed with my head when people were talking about it, because I'm like, that film happened ages ago. What are people on about?
Yeah.
And then realizing that, because obviously MCU...
It happened ages ago, but not 5 years ages ago.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like MCU is like known to be, oh, it's always set as in present day. Forgetting the time jump and then realizing like it has been 5 years. Doesn't like go into perspective that shit all happened like now state. So yeah.
Wow.
Weird fact, but yeah, Tony Stark is now by law forever gone.
Yeah. Until Secret Wars.
Yeah.
So this is an interesting one that I've not actually seen anyone talk about, but I felt it was worth mentioning. There might be a reason it's not possible. Maybe someone can correct me.
Okay.
The Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard has now been completed.
Well, it's been fully accepted and they're now finalizing the deal.
Yeah. But it's just like
paperwork
functional stuff now. It's not like there's no reason it's going to fall through now.
Yeah.
It's just a timeline thing. Now, I'm not sure if the old heads like Horry will remember. Oh no, they will remember. Sorry, I'm not sure if you young heads will remember. But before Spider-Man, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2, we back in what I will call a glorious time, before the
The heyday.
MCU, when superhero films came out, they all got a game release to go along with them. It's something I do kind of miss, even though they were 90% of the time shit tier games.
That X-Men Origins with Deadpool, or whatever it was, or the Deadpool game.
My personal favourites were the games that went alongside the Raimi trilogy. The Raimi trilogy games were made by Activision. I don't know if now that Xbox owns Activision, if they can put them on Game Pass. Now, I do believe that they were still PlayStation exclusives.
I was going to say they were PlayStation games.
They were PS2 games.
Yeah.
There is nothing stopping Xbox, if they really want to be twats, theoretically, assuming there's no legal reason,
I was going to say
porting them into Xbox or doing a remaster of them in Xbox and putting them on Game Pass. And while they will not be as good as Spider-Man, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2, if they're on Game Pass, I will absolutely play the fuck out of them.
My only thought is, because obviously Sony owns Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They obviously went to Activision
to
get them to be made for their PlayStation.
Uh-huh.
It depends on if in the contract Activision actually owns any right to the game itself, or if they essentially made it under the like Sony's allowance sort of thing, and it's like Sony still holds all the rights to those games.
It is definitely something I would like
Someone to find out.
firm I want someone who understands the intricacies better than me to just go, no, Xbox cannot do this, or the only thing stopping Xbox is the money they'd have to put into making it work on their hardware.
I think it comes down to if anyone can find out the details of those contracts when those games were made.
But do you know how funny it would be?
Oh, yeah.
Just all of a sudden, because you got to remember, Activision made like the Spider-Man Shadow of Webs, which seems one of the greatest games of all time. Oh, sorry, superhero games of all time. And like Ultimate Spider-Man, which allowed you to play as Venom and Spider-Man, which I adored until I destroyed the disc because I was a dumb child.
It would be wild to see those get added into Game Pass. I do think it's very unlikely, though.
Do you want to know why I think it's so unlikely? The amount of money needed to make it work, the potential that it's not even legal, but even if, because of the way the contracts are written, and they feel like spunking the money on remastering it just for shits and gigs, I think it would put a lot of strain on their relationship with Sony. And when Xbox's whole thing, at least externally, seemed to be, we just want gamers to be able to game. I don't think they want to get on Sony's bad side and cause bad blood.
No.
That being said, Phil Spencer, if you're listening, it would be funny as fuck.
I wonder if Sony would turn around and go, yeah, sure, if you want to do it, but you got to pay us this much in licensing fees. And it's just like, just a dumb number.
Do you know what the ideal situation would be? If Sony went, we will not cause you any problems doing it, as long as when you remaster it for PS5 as well.
Yeah.
And then it can go on Game Pass day one, and it can go on Sony Essentials day one, and just everyone gets to play these old classic Spider-Man games.
Yeah.
It'd be fucking awesome.
It would be good.
But yeah, it was just something that popped into my head that I thought, wait, that would be funny. But yeah.
Oh.
I'm so sick of talking about CEOs.
It's like every week at this point, honestly.
Yeah, bastards.
It's wild. It's
wild. So Netflix has apparently told shareholders in their shareholder meeting that SAG-AFTRA strike negotiations are still ongoing. Despite the Netflix CEO, Ted Sarandos, being one of the 4 studio CEOs to leave the SAG-AFTRA negotiations after refusing to negotiate for a fair deal. So, are they back negotiating?
No.
Or are Netflix lying to their shareholders?
Netflix is 100% lying to shareholders. All CEOs lie to shareholders.
I know that's a ballsy lie to go for, though. When
Nah,
it's like public
it
record lie,
is.
they could sue his ass
It's
pretty
a
quickly.
bold lie to go down, but it is also 100% viable that the shareholders are putting pressure on the CEO to be like, look, we don't want this damaging our investment into Netflix. Like, we are worried that this is going to cause issues to us getting our money and our dividends. Can you please sort this out? It's like, yeah, we're negotiating with them. It's fine. We're going to come to a deal. It'll get sorted. And then meanwhile, he's like, yeah, fuck your deal. We don't want to give you a fair deal. Bye. We're leaving the negotiations.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, it's bold play. I'm not surprised at all, though, that he's trying to keep shareholders happy. But I'm, as much as many of those shareholders probably don't need the money from Netflix, probably also just as rich and as bad as CEOs, but it's nice to know that the shareholders are putting pressure on the CEOs, and that like there is pressure now coming from two fronts to sort this out.
Don't get me wrong. I dislike shareholders as a concept because you sit there and do fuck all and earn money off of people working hard. They're like CEOs, but at least CEOs do have to go to meetings.
Yes.
But the one good thing about shareholders is, for some reason, they have this crazy sense of entitlement because they had money at one point they gave to this company in exchange for more money over a longer period of time. They have this power to just go, no, just make a fucking deal. And when you're something like Netflix, where your entire product is not very diverse, it is just content. If you're like, oh, we can't upload unique original content, which means we have to pay out the arse for old content.
So then profits go down, then the shareholders get less money.
Yeah, there's going to be some pressure.
Every business knows when you're at that level, don't piss off the shareholders, especially as the CEO, otherwise you're going to be out of a job. So, good. Ted, feel the pressure, sort the deal out. Hopefully the other studio heads that also walked out have also got the same pressure from shareholders.
Yeah. And now we've got 3 bits of good news. I'm going to be positive. Good news,
okay.
top to bottom, all 3. The goodest news.
The best news.
Spider-Man 2 is here. I mean, it's not here for me just yet.
And it's
I've still got 2.5
not
hours.
going to be here for me, but...
But as you're listening to this, you can go and buy a PlayStation 5, or if you already have one, buy Spider-Man, and you can swing around New York as one of the 2 Spider-Men and fight crimes and have a great time.
And you can do the... No, I was going to say, and you can do the pointing meme.
Yeah, I am so beyond excited. Hori is sick to death of me talking about how excited I am. I almost bought a PS4 when Spider-Man was announced, because I was like, I really want to play this game because I'm a fucking nerd and I love it. And then after playing them on PC, I was like, no, I'm not missing out on the next one. I bought a PlayStation 5 for it. I am so ready to go. I'm going to be live streaming it all weekend. Jenna's away at an S Club 7 concert.
Oh, what a throwback.
I am absolutely... I have got a PlayStation. For my birthday, my family got me a capture card. We are streaming all weekend. I'm going to have the fucking best time. I am going to be Spider-Man. New York needs me.
Meanwhile, I'll be playing CS.
I'm so
ready.
Do you know what my biggest concern is? After playing the MW3 beta, I realized that my hands aren't like molded for controller anymore. So over years of playing cricket, I've broken my fingers a number of times.
Nice.
So they are like, especially in the winter, my hands are agony basically all the time.
Oofed.
If I really, really, really wanted to, I could probably get like a what's the kind of arthritis that's caused by repetitive injuries? That. I could probably get a diagnosis for that.
Yeah.
Because my fingers are that fucked. So after playing a lot of controller games, my hands can be really sore. I'm hoping because Spider-Man isn't as intense as a first-person shooter like Call of Duty, that my hands are going to be okay. But there is a real chance that I stream it for like 10 hours on Saturday and then I have to sit with my hands in ice for 6 hours just so I can play again the next day. But we will be there no matter what. Through pain, no matter what. We are saving New York this weekend.
I hope the viewers are ready to listen about Spider-Man for the next month.
Oh, forever. You think I've been talking about Cyberpunk and Baldur's Gate 3 and Starfield and everything else too much? You fucking wait.
For the PC Master Race viewers, don't worry, I'm playing CS2 still.
Hey, I carried your ass in CS last night. I do not want to hear it.
Mate, I played so much CS2 yesterday. I played more with my other mates after you lot got off.
Wow, that's crazy, bro. More
Keeping on Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah. There are rumors
Hmm.
that Madam Web, you know that project we mentioned 6 months ago and then it all went very quiet about?
Yeah, and we have no fucking clue what it's going to be.
Apparently we're getting a trailer for that on Monday, potentially.
Yeah, so we've talked about this a couple of times, the project, and we've been on the fence because they haven't really released much about it other than actresses that are playing certain characters.
I have decided I'm going to be forcefully positive about this until I have reason to not be. I am bored of being a negative Nelly. I want to be positive Perry. Put that on. Positive Perry the platypus.
Why did my brain also go to Perry the Platypus when you said Perry?
That's the only reason that name even exists. So yeah, I became a little bit less worried about this project once it got announced that we're going to get Spider women involved as well, and it's not just about Madam Web.
Yeah.
So there's a chance there's a good story hidden in there somewhere. It is quite obscure, but Guardians of the Galaxy was obscure.
It was.
We've got to give these things a chance. So hopefully we do get a trailer, and then we can get kind of a vibe for what it might be about, and then we'll have a better idea what to expect.
Yep. My biggest hope is it's just not another Craven situation.
Yes, I agree. And then maybe news just as exciting as Spider-Man 2. Gen V has already been confirmed for a second season.
It has. Prime knows what they're doing.
Prime has seen people like me and Hori going, this show fucking rocks. It's taken the good stuff from The Boys and got other good stuff, and it works really well. And they've gone, hey, you want to see us do it again?
Well, Prime's just like, The Boys has had 3 seasons, soon to be 4. Eventually 4.
Yeah.
Like, they know The Boys has been a solid moneymaker for them. The Boys guys have come and said, we've got this other idea for a show. It's called Gen V. Go for it. Already probably knew and were like, we'll write this now, but we'll sign it like in a couple of months. But like basically you've got season 2. We know you're good for it. And then it's like they've seen the fan reaction and they're like, go for it. Like there's just like they have that trust now that The Boys has been great. They probably knew Gen V was going to be great. I'd be surprised if we don't get more than 2 seasons of Gen V.
I could see it being limited at 2 seasons, not because it's not good enough, but after 2 seasons, they probably fold the main characters in to The Boys.
Yeah, but you could use Gen V as a great way to keep bringing in new characters.
Yeah. Literally as like a character university, test them out, see what people think. Oh, you don't like that guy? He's dead. Don't worry about it.
Well, that like makes it so much easier to just be like, and welcome the new member of the 9. And we're like, they were in Gen V season 4.
The 7.
Why did I say the 9?
The 9. Mighty 9. He's talking about Critical Role again. Fucking nerd. I'm going to say it.
Oh, he's going to say it?
Amazon might be immune to superhero burnout.
I mean, all parties are trying their hardest, but Prime's doing the best.
They're fucking delivering. And why are they delivering? Because they're not trying to put out 16 seasons a series a year with loads of callbacks. They're like, here is Bastard Avengers. Here is Bastard College Students with Superpowers. Here is animated fun with lots of voice actors who are very good.
Yeah.
They are all superhero media, but they are three very distinct styles that if you don't like all of them, that is completely fine. But you will like one of them.
I think also what helps Prime is they go, oh, you want to make the thing. Here's the money. Go do it how you want to do it. It's not like Prime that is trying to manage themselves and actually produce all of these things and spreading themselves too thin. They're just like, take the money, go do it properly. Take the money, go do it properly. Meanwhile, MCU is just 7 shows in, and we've finally got a good one so far.
Yeah, we will persevere as always.
We will.